10-year-old girl spends her summer with her overly protective mother, a mentally scared Holocaust survivor, while trying to find her real father in a newly established state of Israel. Hi, hello, and once again, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we are going to review a film from 1988, and it's a biography drama. And the title of the film is The Summer of Avia. Avia's Summer is a Hebrew language book that became a bestseller. The 1985 autobiographical novel by the theater actress Gila Almagor was made into film released in 1988. The 96-minute film acts as a memoir of Almagor's childhood and provides insight to Israeli society in early post-state period. The film chronicles the life of 10-year-old Avia, whose warm, loving, and independent mother, Henia, is tortured by periodical mental breakdowns. Henia's psychological and emotional scars stem from her horrid experience during Holocaust and from the loss of her husband during the war. Henia was once considered to be a beautiful and courageous fighter, yet now she is constantly mocked by the native Israelis for her erratic behavior, since she walks the thin line between sanity and madness, attempting to forgive a life for herself and her daughter in a new reality of Israel. Avia is a bright girl with a vivid imagination, yet she is mocked by her peers. Her relationship with her mother is complex, at times affectionate, but also fragile. Avia fantasized that if she could only find her father, all her and her mother's problem would cease, and her family would be whole again. Avia's wild imagination regarding her quest to find her father needs to climax of the film. The film ends with Avia coming to terms with the realities of her life and reaching a maturity beyond her years. Along the way, she fancies that an unhappy married man is falling for her mother, for her, a potential surrogate father. But he turns on her at a public dance, barred from the dance class because she lacks the proper outfit. She resuscitates by hurling a stone, temporarily binding the arrogant lead people, whom she confidently befriends at hospital, only to be betrayed by her at the same dance. A haunting long shot finds Avia solitary walking back to the boarding school that her mother, newly hospitalized, earlier likened to a Nazi death camp. The award-winning actress writer Gila Almagor recalls some of trauma she experienced as a child while living in a small Israel settlement just after World War II. In a bold, emotional performance, Amagor herself portrays her own mother, a Nazi death camp survivor, whose harsh and overprotective affection towards her 10-year-old betrayed the symptoms of inevitable nerves breakdown. It may sound like just another coming of age story, but the film is more an intense and cathartic drama about divided families and about lingering after effects of Holocaust, devastating in its implication and filled with the moments of insight, compassion, and tragedy. Equally impressive is the debut performance by 10-year-old girl in a title role and a director Eli Cohen, himself co-star as an European immigrant young Avia, suspects of being her long-lost father. This movie addresses a theme rarely portrayed: the painful early post-World War II era. Was not yet known as Holocaust. That concluded with the birth of State of Israel. Simple, poor, and it's just finding its way. It is largely taken for granted how the survivor, as well as new citizens of Israel, have to adapt and preserve. This movie, with its depiction of life in early years of state, does a wonderful job of capturing this. This true story is ably conveyed by fine active performance. The filming with dusty roads, vintage cars, and clothing is just excellent. And this movie is not for everyone, but if you have any interest at all in this topic or era, it is a must see. And that's all about this film's review. And if you do love our reviews, please do support us by like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching the video.